Today we are looking at the first ideal villain for the Teen Titans. Now this particular story and idea has a lot of layers to it, so I'm going to break down as much of it as I can while trying to give you the summarized story from beginning to end. So here we go. The Teen Titans team I envision here is Robin, Dick Grayson, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Raven, Starfire, with Wally West Flash, and Donna Troy. I imagine this looking more so to how the original team used to look, along with the idea that these characters are all in their mid-teens, ranging anywhere from the ages of 14 to 16. On the surface, their main villain is going to be the Fearsome Five, and it's going to be the roster of Simon, Gizmo, Jinx, Shimmer, and Mammoth. Sure, the Teen Titans have this team outnumbered, but at this point in time, all the Teen Titans have really done when it comes to working together is maybe take down some low-level thugs and criminals around San Francisco, and they haven't really had the time to fully experience what it's like to work together as a team. As I said, on the surface, the Fearsome Five are the main villains. However, they are working for someone and something even bigger than themselves. The real villain behind all of this is the Hive organization and Deathstroke. The idea I've come up with is that Deathstroke and Hive will be all of the Teen Titans' problems moving forward in the future. It's almost as if you took an idea and said Wayne Enterprises is actually responsible for every one of Batman's villains. That, more or less, is kind of the idea I wanted to craft here, in which the Fearsome Five were either tested on by Hive or hired by Deathstroke and Hive to go after the Teen Titans. Keeping Hive very similar to the group they actually are. It's about creating a better civilization of humanity through artificial human evolution. I believe that if we want Deathstroke to be the main villain to the Teen Titans, he needs to be all in. He's going to need to dig deep and do everything he can to tear this group apart and bring them down. The connection between Deathstroke and Hive would be left up to a little bit of mystery. It would not be answered right away. You don't know if he stumbled upon the organization and took control. You don't know if he created it and funded it. However, the Hive Queen would also be a form of artificial intelligence, which would give Deathstroke an extra piece of superiority over the Teen Titans and his overall master plan against them. The Fearsome Five would be a group of characters who are either A, tested on by Hive to give them extraordinary abilities, or hired out like mercenaries to go against a young Teen Titans group who doesn't really know how to fight superpowered beings as a team as efficiently as possible. Their first brawl matchup against the Teen Titans, Deathstroke would send out the Fearsome Five to simply cause a little bit of havoc and chaos around the city, which would bring the Teen Titans out wanting to save the day. But the whole point of this first battle would be for the Fearsome Five to sow doubt within the Teen Titans. They would inevitably lose this battle. They would need to retreat, and they would now start to think that they don't have what it takes to work as a team. We also have to remember, it's in the name, the Teen Titans are teenagers. They're not going to think as clearly as adults. They will immediately jump to conclusions. They will extremely doubt themselves. A big thing that this does to the team is making them think that they can all head out separately and try to find the Fearsome Five on their own so they can take them down on their own. And we all know that is just going to be a horrible plan. As the Teen Titans go about this all wrong and go against exactly what they were all paired together to be, they all start to get picked off one by one. When they get caught, they're thrown into cells in a very secret facility. As they look outside of their cells, plastered on walls, you see the symbols of Hive. What a lot of these characters begin to realize is that some of them have had run-ins with this organization before and haven't really taken time to notice or even realize who they were beforehand. You could potentially write new ideas and new things where maybe Beast Boy was tested on Hive back in the day. Raven has been chased by many corporations and many companies in her past, but Hive is one that really stands out to her. If you don't want to use mother boxes, maybe some of the technology to create Cyborg were funded and given by Hive. Perhaps somewhere deep in his brain, Robin remembers seeing shipping containers and boxes with the Hive symbol on it in Gotham's harbor. For some reason, Hive has been watching them, not knowing that it is Deathstroke at the forefront. Once again, there's layers to this. This is not just Deathstroke wanting to destroy this team once and for all and wipe his hands clean of them. This is the opportunity to take the Titans and make them agents of Hive. Make them characters in which Deathstroke can now lead them himself and have them at his back. Obviously, one of his big plots here is to get Robin. He has an obsession with Robin, whether that be the fact that he has lost to Batman one too many times and he wants to take his prodigal son away from him, or if he's realized and watched from afar on how talented Robin really is and wants him to be his sidekick instead of wasting his time being the sidekick of Batman. Whatever his reasons may be, he has his reasons, and along with Robin is the added benefit of all these other Teen Titans characters that he could use to his advantage. Now, certain things I would actually add into this story is a connection of Simon with Raven. He would make a lot of remarks and a lot of comments to her about her father Trigon. Now it comes into question, how does Simon know about Trigon? What's his relationship with him? How does this all connect with Hive? Deathstroke at this point has been growing Hive so expansively. He has dealings with multiple criminal organizations all around the world. And one of the partnerships, and this is a keen partnership he currently has ongoing, is actually with the Church of Blood. Simon Jones was a test subject of the Hive Queen and Deathstroke's to make him a very powerful telepath. When entering a deal with the Church of Blood, Trigon manages to gift Simon Jones with very powerful telepathy and telekinesis, powerful enough where he could be a foe to Raven on his own, in which it's exactly how he defeated her and brought her to this Hive facility in the first place. The deal between Deathstroke and Trigon, if we can get the Titans, Deathstroke can do whatever he wants with them, while Raven is returned to the Church of Blood so that Trigon can have his daughter once again. But keep in mind, the Teen Titans still do not know that Deathstroke is behind this, and also doesn't know that they are working with the Church of Blood as well. This is all something that us as readers would understand and know, but the characters still would have no idea. Because the third acts of stories always have the most action, there's only so much detail I can truly go into. Every character will be designated certain areas they have to go to. Robin, Starfire, Wally West will be designated to be made into the perfect soldiers and agents for Deathstroke. Cyborg will be integrated into the Queen Hive AI intelligence to increase its own intelligence. Beast Boy, Raven, Donna Troy, they will be sent over to the Church of Blood for whatever they want to do with those characters. And as all of them are being released from their cells, chained up, maybe even being given neck guards where some of them can't use their powers properly, the Titans would understand the position they're in, and they would have no choice but to use every advantage of training that they have gotten from other heroes over their young careers to finally work together together as a team. If they can come out of this together and win the day, then they do know as a team it's worth fighting for. It wouldn't necessarily be easy for a young group of characters who have only fought low-level thugs at this point, but they do find it within themselves to finish the job. With Robin and Donna Troy leading the team, the exceptional fighting and skills of Starfire and Cyborg, and the raw power and abilities of Wally West, Beast Boy, and Raven helps them escape the facility and bring down the Fearsome Five. When the Titans escape the facility, however, Deathstroke does not accept failure, and what he does remotely is self-destruct that facility with the Fearsome Five still inside. There is an idea that all, if not most of them, die in the facility explosion, and if there is a character or two who do survive, Deathstroke has now just created more enemies for himself. But that is not his concern at this point. His concern is not getting the Titans. His concern is the fact that he did not get Robin and the rest, and the Church of Blood did not get Raven. This is where you would see Deathstroke have a meeting with the Church of Blood in which they are very upset with his lack of progress not getting Rachel Roth, trying to scare him and threaten him into serving the Church of Blood. And Deathstroke has no fears of the Church of Blood. In fact, he probably has his own plan where he would steal Raven from their grasp and destroy the church in the first place. Deathstroke keeps his cool and always has a plan B, C, D, all the way to Z if that's what he needs. And essentially the way this story would end is maybe a couple of weeks passes and the team is starting to work together a lot more efficiently, and they're also getting along with each other very, very well. Inside of the Titan Tower, in Robin's personal quarters, he is left with Polaroids and photographs left of him, the Teen Titans, and even his early days of him with Batman. And a note is left with the pictures essentially saying, "I'll see you soon." There's a little symbol of Deathstroke left on the note, insinuating to Robin, "I don't care if you know this was all my plan and that I was behind everything. One day I will get you, and that day is coming soon." The Teen Titans are going to have a lot more higher end threats that they're going to need to take care of over the next years of them being partnered together. But the biggest question that will always be on their mind is Deathstroke and H.I.V.E. behind it. And sometimes they might never know. But there you go, my idea for a first ideal villain for the Teen Titans. Like I said, there was a lot of layers in this story. I really tried to throw in a lot of important names and characters without cramming them all as an immediate threat. You just at the very least know that a lot of them exist. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you thought and what your personal first ideal villain would be for a Teen Titans story. But that is all I have for you on this one, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until the next time, I will talk to you all very soon.